Good evening, guys, and happy Friday to all of your sunshiny faces. I do not have a grocery store haul for you guys today, but I will have one tomorrow. I know I didn't post one last week either because you know, of Thanksgiving and everything like that. Most of the stores were running like the same circulars from the week before, and I didn't see a whole ton of a reason to go out. Like, we didn't need a whole ton either, and obviously too there wasn't a whole ton of new sales or anything like that going on either. So we're gonna go this week. The good news is, guys, is that one of the things that we needed that we looked for last week at Menards that they didn't have was like fresh garland. And they have some this week. So we got lucky on that. Like, they actually have it advertised and everything like that. I don't know if they had it last week and like we just couldn't find it, because they keep, I think, all of their fresh like trees and wreaths outside. So obviously that was where we ended up looking for it, and we only found the trees and wreaths out there. So if we go back this week and they have it at the same spot, like the outside, like the garden section, then I'm gonna assume that they just didn't have it last week, or like I said, it's somewhere else in Menards, like inside of Menards, and we missed it. Like, they keep the pumpkins outside too, like during the fall, you know, for like Halloween and stuff like that. Like, they'll have some like right in the front, and I even think too they have some trees like right in the front, you know, like by the entrance or whatever. And then they have, like, I don't even think they had any real wreaths inside. All of their real wreaths were also outside. Then in like the garden section, that's the same place, like I said, the pumpkins they'll have for like for, you know, fall and stuff. So that was where we looked for them and didn't see them at all. I don't think they normally keep any type of like real plants ever inside of the store. It looks like they have poinsettias too, and they I think are real as well, and I didn't see those last week either. So I'm wondering if they just got like a special shipment, because some of that stuff, like, I mean, the trees will normally stay good for a little bit longer too, but there's an actual, you know, like, you can keep your tree watered, you know. It's harder to keep like a you know, I guess you can keep poinsettias watered too. I'm trying to figure out like justifying it as to why they didn't have the garland and, like I said, those, and then they get them in like this week. I don't know, it's weird, but they actually have it advertised. And so anyways, though, yeah, we're gonna get some of that, which is good. I have a list of things that we actually need from Menards, and some of that stuff actually has to do with like outdoor decorating. So my dad actually ended up doing today, I think I was telling you guys, I was like, it looks really dumb. All we have that's like lit outside right now is just the garage lights, which sit like several feet back from our house, and so it looks like we just have like regular like bistro lights sort of in the backyard, like, but on our garage. And so since we have no like lights like up on the peak of our house or anything like that, and there's no lights in the front yard, because my dad had to go and get them, so he went yesterday to Target to get those. So he was able to finish the front bush, so now that is also lit. And he, I think, has enough that he's gonna do, we got little like stakes, sort of, they're not like shepherd's hooks, but like sort of you run the lights inside of them just so that they kind of are like raised up, you know, off the ground. But we got some of those as well, and I think we got maybe like 4 or 5 of them or something like that. And then we're gonna run the lights through them as well, because we're running it from the bush that we have in the front, like next to our house, and then all the way along, and then going to have the lights go over like sort of the door, the archway. But that we were going to do fresh garland for, along with around the outside of our window. So yeah, anyways, but again, we're waiting on some of this stuff, so it's like we can't do a lot of it right now because we don't have some of the stuff that we need. So my dad, the only stuff that he had done so far was just the garage, and then he finished the bush today. So now that's lit. And then in the backyard we did colored lights, actually the big bulbed colored lights that we had on the front burning bush last year, but we did those in the backyard along like our sort of like, you know, the top part of our deck outside. And then we also are going to do, I think, colored lights out on, we're going to get a small real tree as well, because we want to spend a super amount of money. But we're actually going to do a real tree in the backyard, and we're going to have lights on it, but we're going to actually do different types of bird treats, because our little bird sanctuary is in the backyard. So my mom was like, that'd be really cool if we did like, you know, some different types of like, use like toilet paper rolls, roll them in peanut butter, and then roll them in what's it called, in bird seed, and then hang them outside for the birds too, and they really like those. And so if we do them on, you know, the what's it called, the tree outside, you know, they'll like that. Hopefully, like, you know, it doesn't get, because we don't have any real trees outside, but hopefully it doesn't get too windy that it will blow the tree over or anything like that. But it's most likely going to be kind of close to our fenced area, you know, so I'm not thinking like there's going to be a super strong wind that comes blowing through, you know, because it's kind of surrounded by our, you know, like garage and fence, which is an 8-foot tall fence, and the tree will be shorter than that. So, you know, we'll kind of not, you know, it's not like it's out in the open in the middle, like in the front yard or something like that. So hopefully that will be okay. But my mom wants to, like, from the backyard, so that we still have some like decorations and stuff like that that we can see too, because really, again, we have a fenced in backyard, nobody else is going to be able to see that. So that's what we're planning on doing with you know, like I said, all of that stuff in the backyard. But the backyard, we wanted to use the colored lights, that because we just wanted the front yard to be white lights, because on top of that too, the living room, when the windows are open, you know, like we have the curtains open, you can see like the decorations from inside outside too, so it kind of matches the whole color scheme. We didn't want to like completely like throw it off, like, oh, we have white lights inside and then do colored lights outside. So we're like, let's just stick with everything being white in the front yard and then do colored in the back, because you can't tell anyway from the street, you know, or whatever. You really can't tell at all, because again, we have a completely fenced in backyard. So anyways though, guys, that is the plan. It looks like now there's stuff to get at Menards, but I will have a grocery haul for you guys tomorrow. I finished making my grocery list for all those stores. There's not a whole ton going on, I'll be honest, other than like baking things and stuff like that sort of during the holidays. It seems like the sales a lot of times kind of like, they're kind of skimpy. Like there's just not a whole ton of stuff going on, again, other than really like the baking stuff and things like that. Like normally like New Year's, like right after, like, you know, in January and stuff like that, is when a lot of the deals and the sales and stuff like that seem like they pick up again. But again, I don't totally mind, because I like getting like and stocking up on some of the baking stuff and things like that. But sometimes it's sort of all that's on sale. Like again, Valley Produce has 99-cent flour. I got nowhere else to store flour, so we don't need any more of that right now. But again, there's things like that that, like, you know, are just kind of repetitive, and like then I'm like, oh, you know. But Jewel does have a deal on Nature Valley bars and like cereal, like Chex cereal and Cheerios as well. So like, okay, that's a good deal. But they're like 99 cents each when you buy 4. So I was like, that's a pretty good deal. But you know, other than that, I didn't notice a whole ton that I was like, wow, that's a really good sale. You know, not a lot of stores are running like I said, super big, crazy, you know, stock up deals and sales and stuff like that. So yeah, but there is, like I said, some stuff to go ahead and do. So I'll share that with you guys in tomorrow's vlog. I edited 3 vlogs today. I uploaded 5. I uploaded the 4 that I had edited yesterday, plus 1 that I had edited today, and then the other 2 that I edited today I'm going to upload tomorrow. So I'm a couple days scheduled out, but I realized I was like almost 2 weeks behind with the vlogs, just because I think since my birthday I was like a couple days sort of behind, like here and there, and then like I get sort of caught up and then wouldn't again. And so I was like about 2 or so weeks behind. I think I am just about a week behind. Like I just finished editing Friday of last week's vlog, so that's good. But like, you know, I was again a couple days behind, so I worked on that for a lot today and also yesterday. But because I was doing all that picture organizing and everything like that for the last 3 days, I didn't end up, you know, really being able to get to anything. Because I'm not kidding, guys, I was working on those pictures from when I would wake up in the morning until I was pretty much thinking going to bed at night, like all day long. So for 3 days straight. So you know, but I pretty much, you know, I got most of it done and organized much better than it was. So it still wasn't exactly perfect like I wanted it to be, and I can still, again, once I've decompressed a little bit from it, because all the pictures started to just run together, because I was just looking at what felt like the exact same pictures over and over and over again. And so finally I'm like, you know what, I need to take a break regardless. Like, you know, I will, you know, like I said, I have it all pretty much at least organized better than it was, but I still think I could fine tune to make a lot of the stuff still, like, get some of the stuff put away where it actually belongs. And like, I didn't go through a whole ton of the pictures from like when my mom was little, like more of the stuff from like when me and Matthew were little, really. So anyways, I could still do some more of that. Pretty much though, from Thanksgiving onward, I have been, you know, a little bit like slacking. Well, when was my birthday though? Was it on like Tuesday or something like that? Or no, Saturday the week before Thanksgiving. And I was like over that weekend and stuff like that again, I started to get stuff and like I was doing okay again, editing and stuff like that wise, but then too, it was like Tuesday and Wednesday were like big cooking days for Thanksgiving and stuff like that too. So there was a lot of stuff going on in different days, getting stuff done and things like that. And so, you know, I kind of took a break a little bit from everything, but my biggest thing a lot of times is if I ever do wind up taking a break from something, I tend to completely slip out of it then and don't get back into it for like months later, like editing and uploading vlogs. And I hadn't done my Duolingo, I hadn't practiced my German in, again, probably about a week actually with that though. I don't think I'd done anything. I think the last day I did it was the day before Thanksgiving, so it'd pretty much been just about a week or so. It was either Thanksgiving or the day before that. I think I did my last lesson and then I hadn't done it again, and I had done it for 2 months straight. And then, you know, like I said, the holidays just kind of came up, and then, you know, it was kind of like, oh yeah, I didn't wind up getting to, you know, that for a little while too. But I done 2 days in a row now again, and have also been editing for 2 days in a row. So normally on the weekends I'm a little, you know, like I might get to some of the stuff, I might not, but weekends are sort of like I have my grocery shopping, I have other things, projects and stuff like that. I might need to help my dad with the lights, setting up the Christmas tree that we're going to do in the backyard, you know, all that kind of stuff. So my dad pretty much did all of that in the backyard by himself. Along with that, he also took down our we had those other little like solar lights that were in the backyard that we had them like hanging up outside, and also our curtains that were outside for like our cabana on our deck pretty much. And my dad took all of those down. I'm gonna wash them, and then he took, like I said, the lights and the curtains down too. So those are gonna go away for the winter, and then again we have the Christmas lights that are up outside, but the rest of that stuff is gonna go away for the winter, and then we'll put it back up like in the spring probably. But nobody's sitting outside, you know, like it was kind of getting sun stained anyway in the summer, the curtains were a little bit, and so it's just like, let's just not leave them up, let's just, you know, put them away for the winter. And the same thing with the lights too, especially since we have the Christmas ones out there. Seems redundant to have 2 types of lights out there. But one of the strands wasn't working actually, because when my dad actually stapled it in, he said he doesn't know, like it never ended up clipping like the lights, but actually when he took it down the strand stopped working, and then when he took it down he found out that it was like, it had gotten like cut, but it wasn't from the staple, like in the spot that it was in. But when he took it down he noticed it. So my mom had already bought a second set because that one was out, but we never ended up taking it down and got it back up before, you know, pretty much the end of this season, you know, of being outside and stuff like that. So we'll have all that stuff fresh and new to be put up again in spring. So that's something to look forward to, I guess, is that we can enjoy again our outdoor space back there. So I think that is pretty much it. Again, I am happy that I didn't spend too much time slacking on things or anything like that, and can get myself back in on track. And again, the start of this week I wanted to try and do that, but I was just really focused on getting those pictures done and taken care of. And now that that is done, you know, the end of this week, I guess, I still focused and was able to get stuff done. But starting next week, again, start to Monday, I want to make sure too that I also wind up getting to, you know, and staying on track as well. Just because, like I said, the weekend's sort of my time to just, you know, get to things as I get to them and stuff like that. I'm not super like hard pressed to like make sure that I get stuff like that done over the weekends, just because I know that there's a lot of grace there, because there's so many other things that are going on. Like I said, you know, there's projects, there's Christmas stuff, there's, you know, doing family things, there's watching Christmas movies, there's, you know, all that kind of stuff. And that's just any time of the year, you know, not specifically during Christmas time, but, you know, there's just family movies regardless, you know, whenever. But it's normally the time that we spend more with family, and, you know, like I said, doing other, you know, things like that too. It was really me and my dad's time in the summer where we were getting all of our projects and stuff like that done too. So there's still projects that obviously have to get done that we can do inside, but, you know, again, there's also Christmas decorating that has to be done outside, and you know, a lot of other things. So that is why that's my focus more on the weekends. And then when I have more time to myself during the week is when I can focus on those other like just me things that need to be done. Like I can just do the dishes by myself, I can do the laundry by myself, you know, all those type of things, and do cleaning and stuff like that. But when it's a multiple person job, it's easier to get everybody kind of on board during the weekends. So that's just, like I said, how ours kind of winds up, you know, working out and everything. So anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys. Did Jack forget about you in the hallway, and are you like sleeping in a tiny puppy bed that's clearly too small for you? And are you crossing your paws? Do you want to go upstairs with Jack and not sleep in that bed anymore? Did he forget about you in here? He took you guys outside, and then I brought the puppies in here and he never came down for you? That's so sad. I'm so sorry. You look like Elf sleeping in that bed. Oh, bliss.